Hey everybody, this is MyCollectables coming back with another video. Now this is big news because Disney has announced that they have added companies to their Accelerator program. And I wanted to make a video about this and just talk about it because people were asking me my opinions about it, what I think this means for VeeVee, and what I think it means for Disney in the NFT space and moving forward into Web3 and all that kind of stuff, right? So I'll give you my thoughts on it in just a second, right? But I think just right off the bat that this is actually probably a really good thing for VeeVee, for the NFTs in particular that we have through Disney on the platform. So I really think that this is just Disney getting into the space more. And actually, their accelerator program is something that helps companies develop. And so they're obviously planning on the future. And I think VeeVee is actually totally in a good position with Disney because they're selling Disney's products, right? So let me just get into this really quick. This is the accelerator program. And, you know, if you go to the website, right, I put the link in the description. This is the article. It's pretty simple article, right? But I'll just read it a little bit right here for you. And, you know, you can go read the whole thing. And I would highly recommend you do. And then I would also recommend you Google up some of the companies, you know, and just go check things out of what it means. But basically, they're just supporting these companies and kind of backing them. And it's a program you have to apply to, right? We'll talk about the program itself in just a sec. But it says today, the Walt Disney Company announced 6 companies that will be joining the Disney Accelerator Business Program designed to accelerate the growth of innovation of companies around the world. So like I said, this program is something you apply for, and then Disney helps out. They totally like help you get going. And they also, you know, you have to be a startup. You have to be kind of on the way up in sort of a way is how they see it, of course, like that, right? So this year, Disney's Accelerator class focused on building the future of immersive experiences and specializes in the technology such as augmented reality. And we know that in VeeVee, right? Non-fungible tokens, so NFTs and artificial intelligence, right? So you can see Disney is starting to have a vested interest in moving to this next phase. And of course, they're always like on the cusp of things. They're always pushing the envelope. Like this is Disney, right? So, I mean, if you saw the Tron movie in the mid 80s, you know, they were already thinking about like virtual worlds, right? So this is really crazy. So the Disney Accelerator Week, as we continue the article here, it kicks off this week, connecting the 2022 class with creativity, imagination, and expertise of Disney. Over the course of the program, each participant company will receive guidance from Disney's senior team, as well as dedicated executive mentor. So you can see they're really trying to help these companies. That's what it's all about. And you have to apply to get in, and then they obviously review your application, and then, you know, they help you out if you get accepted. So the Disney Accelerator program will conclude with a demo day in the fall. Okay, so this fall at the Walt Disney Studios lot in Burbank, California. So that's going to be cool. Hopefully we'll be able to see something going on with that, right? And it says for nearly a century, Disney has been a forefront of leveraging technology. Okay, you know, they're just talking about how they're like doing this kind of thing and pushing stuff forward, especially technology. They're giving themselves a little bit of a plug there, so that's good. So these are the companies, right? You can, and what I recommend is, I'm not going to go into great details about them, but you can go and like look them up and check them out. So Flick Play, you know, a Web3 social app enables users to discover NFTs tied to real world locations that they can experience and share in AR. So that's really cool. In-World allows users to create interactive AI-driven characters in immersive experiences. So that's cool. You can see stuff like that happening in VeeVee. Lockerverse is a Web3 platform that empowers creators and brands to tell stories, right, and deliver access to experiences. So that's another thing. It's another, like, you know, we're talking about like, you know, getting like, you know, on top with your NFTs, getting utility and all sorts of stuff and stories and everything. That's great. Obsess is an experimental e-commerce platform that enables brands to create immersive 3D virtual stores. So that's great. Virtual stores for 3D stuff on their websites and metaverse platforms. So this is really cool. They're helping them out as well. Polygon, which is where my Drophead NFTs are on. So I love that. Polygon is a scalable blockchain network that allows developers and enterprises to build Web3 experiences. So this is really good for my Drophead NFTs because we're on Polygon and I love that platform as well. So if you want to Drophead NFT, go there, right? Check it out. My link's in the description. So Red 6 is an AR company, right? So this is cool, that has created patented headset, all right? And base that works in dynamic and high performance environments. So like these are really interesting companies. You can see how each one of them is kind of positioned in those strategic spots, right? And so Disney is helping these companies. Now, I think a lot of people think that this means that Disney is going to be working directly with these companies, developing like their own thing, but that's not what the Accelerator program is specifically for. My understanding of it is, from all I've watched, is that it's there to help out and to try to promote companies and boost them. And then, of course, Disney has a vested interest in them as well, hopefully then partnering with them and doing things with them in the future. But this is more of like one of those kind of like sponsorship sort of type programs, that you have to apply for, and they totally help your company. So if we get into the actual Accelerator program, this is the page right here. And I put the link to the website as well if you want to go check it out. And they have a group of companies that they've already been helping out. So Walt Disney had a dream and the entrepreneurial will to make that dream come true. So, they talk a little bit about what they're doing here, but the questions are interesting right here. So what types of companies are best suited? So these are the companies. The program is open to venture-backed growth stage startups with a vision for making an impact on the future technology and entertainment, right? So those are interesting. Those are the back-end companies that are building these kind of systems. Now, VeeVee itself, so this is why I think it's different. VeeVee is more of a marketplace to sell NFTs, and they're actually building in their experience too with the augmented reality and stuff. So they could classify as a company like this, but Disney's already partnered with VeeVee, selling their products through them, like their NFTs. So I'm not really sure if Disney is looking at VeeVee as something they need to actually boost. I think they're already working with VeeVee, and VeeVee's already advanced, and I think that's probably why they're not in the Accelerator. They maybe didn't even apply for this program because they're already at a stage where they're probably past that, so needing that help. You know what I mean? Some might argue otherwise, but we'll see, right? So the program takes place over the summer. Okay, so it's just this summer, right? And where is the Disney Accelerator? It's a co-working space located in Greater LA, right? And what resources and opportunities will be provided? So this is important, right? The Disney program provides companies with investment capital, okay, so that they need access to working space at Disney's campus, and mentor support and guidance through executives, entrepreneurs, and all that stuff. So they're really just trying to like help out with these companies. And then I'm sure that they have an interest possibly of doing things with them, but that's not confirmed, right? These are just them helping out companies that apply, right? Who get mentorship, right? So that's important to know. It's not like Disney is then suddenly just bought these companies, because this is important right here. Does Disney own the intellectual property developed by the company during the program? And it says the IP developed by a participating company is retained by the company. So this isn't Disney like buying these companies up or like, fully partnering with them or whatever. This is them actually accelerating them and helping them out to help the space grow. This is part of like Disney's I'd almost call it like a business charitable work, right? So I wouldn't worry about these companies taking over the space and Disney then suddenly partnering up with them and dropping VeeVee. I don't really think that that's what this program is all about. This is just my opinion. Now we'll see what happens in the future, right? And also with VeeVee in particular, like I said, VeeVee is like a conduit which Disney is selling NFTs through, and I think that is like something that isn't on this list of other companies. Although we do have the Polygon platform. If you put these companies together and started to work on everything, you could see how Disney could use those companies to create a metaverse and with their own NFTs and all that stuff and sell stuff through that. It's all sort of laid out. So it is kind of looking strategic like that, but we knew Disney was going to be doing stuff like that. We knew that they would be doing their own thing at some point. Now, here's the question I think that everybody has to ask. Does this type of program right here, okay, do these companies right here, does this affect the VeeVee NFTs negatively? No, so I don't think so. I think this is actually a positive. This shows that Disney sees what VeeVee's been doing with what they've been doing with VeeVee. They've been seeing what these other companies have been doing, and not just the companies here, but companies that are all over. And now they're really jumping in. So this is actually really, really positive for NFTs in general and the Disney NFTs that have already been created, because they're created. They're here. They can't be taken away. They can't be removed. They're yours. They're mine. They've been sold. And so now, whatever they do in the future, I just see Disney incorporating them in. Even if VeeVee, just faded out, we still have the NFTs. Now, being able to move them off the platform, that's a big question for the future. And I think this just goes into all of that. So whatever Disney does, they're going to want their products, especially the Walt, the partner statue, which is the only one in the world in the first one, especially Vader, especially those golden moments, especially Mickey Mouse. I mean, they would just incorporate them over to whatever platform that they then decide to sell their NFTs through, if it's not VeeVee anymore. And also, VeeVee's got everything else too, with Marvel Comics and all that stuff. And I know that stuff is owned by Disney too, but the comics are the comics. You can't take them away once they're made, right? So anyway, I want to know what you think about this program. Have you had a chance to look at it? Go check out the links in my description. Watch a few other videos. I know there's some other videos about this going on right now, so check them out. And, I think this is great because this shows that Disney has tested out the space, maybe with VeeVee, right? And now they're really looks like they're fully going into it. And this accelerator program is a way for them to help companies that they're probably interested in. But at the same time, it's not like they're buying them. Okay. This is just them helping out. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'll see you in the next video, and happy collecting.